The story begins with our female lead, Yan Fuju, taking a pregnancy test. As soon as she sees the result of her pregnancy test, she is shocked. She gets scared as she finds out that she is pregnant, and she has to understand that she doesn't know what to do now, and she doesn't want to tell this to her parents at all. So she is very sad. As she leaves, we see a flashback of how Yan Fuju was drunk some time earlier, was in a bad condition, and she came across Fing Suju and asked him for help, after which later, they got closer and spent time together. Cutting to the present, we see Yan Fuju thinking about Fing Suju and explaining to her that she might be Fing Suju is pregnant with her child, but then her mother calls out to her and asks her to do something when Yan Fuju. She tells her mother that she is not feeling well. Then her mother shouts at her and tells her not to sit at home. Go quietly and make the delivery. Yan Fuju is worried after listening to his mother. She goes and thinks that I am pregnant if I lift such a heavy weight. Something will happen to my child, but I have no other option because I have to tell my parents about this truth. Can't tell. The next scene shows us Yan Fuju going to a hotel to make a delivery as she goes outside to pick up a delivery container. She is It becomes heavy because of that incident. Fei Suju is also present there, and Fing Suju Yan recognizes Fuju when he sees her and remembers that she is the same girl with whom he had. That day at night, Fing Suju was carrying that big container to help Yan Fuju. He starts keeping her out of the restaurant, and just then the restaurant manager arrives there. The restaurant manager sees Fing Suju, is shocked, and asks, "Why are you doing this?" To which Feng Suju replies, "Never mind, I was just keeping you here. You give this girl her money after that. The manager gives Yan Fuju the money for his parcel. After the manager leaves, Yan Fuju tells Fansju that I need your help. When Fansju asks, "What are you doing?" When she asks for help, Yan Fuju reveals that she is pregnant, and Suju feels trapped. That Yan Fuju has come to ask her for money, but when Yan Fuju tells her that she wants an abortion. To get the abortion done, I need the signature of a family member, so will you sign on my abortion form? Because I am Fing Suju, is shocked to hear that she cannot tell the truth to her parents, and he says, "No, I will not let this happen. If you are pregnant with my child, then I cannot abort him. If you want, you can give me the child, but I will not let all this happen." After that, Yan Fuju tells me that I cannot tell this truth to my parents. Then Fing Suju tells Yan Fuju, "Why don't you stay with me? You can stay in my house as long as you are pregnant." To which Yan Fuju says this is not possible. What will I tell my parents? They talk like this for some time, after which Yan Fuju decides that she should do something. She will stay at her house for a few months. After that, she will go to live at Feng Suju's house. After that, Yan takes Fuju to the doctor for a checkup. In the next scene, we see Yan Fuju and Feng Suju, where Feng Suju asks Yan Fuju for her number and says, "If you need anything, you can call me." After this, Yan Fuju goes to her home. When Yan Fuju goes home, then his mother shouts at him and asks, "Why are you so late? Where is the delivery money for Yan Fuju?" Mom often yells at Yan Fuju, which he doesn't like at all. Her mother repeatedly asks her to do work, and she becomes very sad. Fuju doesn't like the fact that she is still working, despite her mummy is giving him more work, and he gets angry and tells his mummy that "You are my brother. If you don't make me do any work, then why do you make me do this work?" Hearing this, Yan Fuju's mom gets even angrier and starts yelling at Yan Fuju. He does not like the fact that his mother does not make his brother do any work, and she keeps getting some work, or the other done throughout the day. Sometimes delivery work, sometimes cleaning. Sometimes the laundry work is too much, and the fight between Yan Fuju and her mother gets worse. After which, Yan Fuju shouts and says, "I am leaving the house." Saying this, she runs away from there, and when Yan Fuju runs down the street crying, she sees her. An accident is about to happen, but then Fing Suju arrives there and saves him. Fing Suju scolds Yan Fuju, and he says, "You promised me that you will take care of my child. Then why were you running away like this?" To which she replies, "I am leaving home, and I will not go back home." After this, Fin Suju Yan Fuju Yan takes Suzu home with him. When Fins is in Suzu's car, she falls asleep. due to which she does not know when she reached Fuju's house. Suju Yan picks up Fuju from the car and makes her sleep in the room, after which he asks the houseworker of his house to do some work with the girls. You go and buy some clothes and footwear. Hearing this, her house help got very upset. She becomes happy because before today, Suju had never invited any girl to her house. He did not call her. Actually, the house help working at his house cares a lot about him and always takes care of him. She has come after seeing that he has brought the girl along with him and is taking so much care of her. That house help likes it after a while when Yan Fuju wakes up. He gets a call from his mother who starts shouting at him again and says, "You are of no use. You left the house, so never come back, and it will be better. It would be even worse if you died somewhere outside." Yan Fuju would feel even worse when he heard this. And she breaks her phone while crying, after which Fink Suju explains to her that she needs. From today onwards, there is no need to worry about anything, and he can live here comfortably. On the other hand, Fing Suju can tell her assistant everything about Yan Fu. And when Fen Fuju finds out about Yan Fuju's past, so he thinks that Yan Fuju has suffered a lot till now, and now he sees her as very sad. He will not let this happen. He wants Yan Fuju to always be happy from now on. In the next scene, we will throw Suzu, and Yan see Fuzu, where Suzu brings a cake for Yan Fuju, so that when Yan Fuju tastes the cake to get her mood better, she says that the cake is very tasty. It is much better. And then she asks Fen Suju to taste the cake with her used spoon. At first, Fen Suju hesitates. He then eats the cake, and Yan Fujo thinks that Fei Suju gave her the cake indirectly. Kissed because Fu Suju ate his leftover cake. In the next scene, we see Yun Fuju, and we see Fing Suju, where Fing Suju takes Yan Fuju to get a new phone. Then some people see Fing Suju and Yan Fuju together and start taking their photos. Although Yan Fuju hides his face, people still take his photo and post it on the internet, and its headline is, "I write that a girl tried to snatch Nashi Yuan's boyfriend," and people insult Yan Fuju by saying this. When Yan Fuju sees all this on the internet, then she feels very bad and replies to all the trolls by saying that this is not bad, this is good. Because of this, people start suspecting that Yan Fuz is that girl who is hanging out with Fei Suju. On the other hand, we see Nashi Yuan, who is he gets very angry and tells his assistant to completely kill the girl who is hanging out with Fing Suju, ruin her, and asks people to write nasty things about her on the internet, so that she has become very infamous. In the next scene, we see Yan Fuju relaxing at home. While she is doing this, her best friend Fuji calls her and tells her that outside her house, there is a huge crowd, and everybody is shouting his name loudly. After that, Yan Fazu Fen Suzu. She returns to her house from her house and sees that there are too many people outside her house. When she tries to chase them away, they insult Yan Fuju and start to trouble him. This Suju also comes, and Fing Suju, Yan Fuju. He takes her to the hospital, and after the checkup, the doctors say that this time Yan Fuju was lucky, and that's why nothing happened to her, and nothing happened to the child either. But from next time, you will have to be careful and then throw it away. Suju Yan takes Fuju and Fuji with him to his home. Fuji Yan at home. She asks Fuju what is the relationship between you and Fang Suju, to which Yan Fuju replies that they have children. She doesn't tell the truth about me. She just says, "Don't worry about me." Feng Suju Mai. They keep on talking like this for some time, after which they start eating food. In the next sun, we come to Fun Suju, when his assistant tells him that all these rumors are about Yan Fuju. This was written by Chen Shiyuan and is deliberately meant to troll Yan Fuzhou. Hearing this, Feng Suju gets very angry, and he asks his assistant to ban Nashi Yuan from everywhere. On the other side, we see Nashi Yuan as Nashi Yuan's assistant tells him that she is being trolled on the internet, and everyone is writing wrong things about her. So Chan Shayawan is feeling very bad, gets angry, and his assistant also tells him that Fing Suju is completely Seiyan is taking Fuju's side. And at Suju's behest, he has become so popular with her on the internet. Trolling is getting more intense. In the next scene, we see Nashi Yuan, who is the wife of Yan Fuju. He goes to meet her parents at home and says that you have to go through all this because of your daughter. If she continues to behave against me like this, then you will have to bear even more defamation. If you want me to leave you alone, then you go to the news people and give a statement and say that your daughter is She is a girl with very bad character and she has tried to trap a married man. After this, I promise you, I'm sure you will not have any problem. Hearing this, Yan Fuju's father persuaded his mother. But Yan Fuju's mother doesn't listen to anything Nashi Yuan says. She agrees to do everything. After Nashi Yuan leaves, we see Yan Fuju's parents talking, where Yan Fuju's father tells her mother that you don't look like her mother as you are talking about Yan Fuju. Hearing this, Yan Fuju's mother says that anyway, I am not her real mother. You send the message, and if all our problems can be solved by me giving a statement, then I will give that statement. I will give it to you. And anyway, Yan Fuju is not my real daughter, that I should think so much about her. In the next scene, we see Yan Fuju, who is sleeping at night when she feels She wakes up because of the thunder and gets very frightened and screams loudly on hearing Yan Fuju's voice. Suju runs to him and asks him, "Are you okay?" So Yan Fuju. She tells him that she is scared of the dark. Then Suju tells her not to worry. "I will bring some rice in a little while, and then I will sleep here so that you will not feel scared when Feng Suju goes to take a bath." So Yanu feels scared being alone in the room, due to which she gets up and goes out. After a while, Fu also does not come, but when Yan Fu sees Feng Suju like this, she gets shy, and her foot slips, and she is about to fall. But Feng Suju catches him, and in the middle of all this, Fuju's towel falls and Yan Fuju. Seeing Feng Suju in this condition, she becomes even more embarrassed, and immediately runs into the room, goes back. The next day, Yan Fuju receives a call from her friend Fuji, and both of them are talking about Suzu. Then Fuji says, "You then don't get too attached to Suju because he belongs to a very rich family, and you also know that he will never marry you." But Yan Fuju thinks about it all day long. And Fink tries to keep some distance from Suzu one night when Fink comes to Suzu's office. When he comes from there, he makes a special noodles for Yan Fuju and says, "I am yours." Hearing this, Yan Fuju is surprised and asks, "How do you know that today is my birthday?" To which Feng Suju says, I saw your ID card." Then he gifts a very beautiful necklace to Yan Fuju. Seeing all this, Yan Fuju is very happy. She gets emotional and starts crying. Feng Suju calms her down and says to you, "No need to worry, I'm here for you after all this." Yan Fuju calls Fuji and tells him that she has fallen in love with Feng Suju, and that she wants to try again, to find out if Feng Suju loves her too or not. Fuji. She says, "Don't worry, I will bring a very beautiful and hot dress for you. You will wear it and present yourself in front of Feng Suju. Then you will know whether he loves you or not." On the other hand, Fei sees Suju, who is partying with some of her friends. You keep teasing her again and again. "Introduce me to your wife." Call Suju Yan Fuju to tell him that he is coming home with his friends, but Yan Fuju. She doesn't pick up the phone, so Fink Suju tells his friends, "Okay, let's go home. Hey, let me introduce you to my girlfriend over there, Yan Fuji's." She gets ready in a cute, short black dress brought by her. As soon as she hears the sound of the gate opening, she feels that Fink has come to Suzu's house. He does not know that Fink has some relation with Suzu. Friends have also come, and that is why he comes out of the room in a very cute and sexy way. She comes, but as soon as she sees Suju's friends there, she gets very shy and runs away to her room. Seeing Yan Fuju like this, Feju's friends start teasing him again, but Feju tells his friends to leave from there. After a while, Feju reaches. Yan Fuju goes near and starts talking to her. Yan Fuju says, "I know Feng Suzu, that you don't like such girls, but the truth is that I have started loving you, Na Faju. Why don't you express your love?" The fuming Finns tell Suzu, "I know you don't like girls like me, and so if I leave from here after having the baby, then you don't need to worry." Feng Suju will be very happy to hear this, gets emotional, and hugs Yan Fuju. Then he tells Yan Fuju, "You don't need to go anywhere. From now on, we both will stay together." After this, both of them start kissing. The next day, when Fuju is doing some work, Yan Fuju catches fungus. She goes to Suju and asks, "Are we in a relationship? Now, are you my boyfriend?" To which Suju says yes. Yan Fuju says, "I have been craving to eat out for quite some time now, so should we?" On asking if they can go on a date, Fei Suju says yes and takes Yan Fei Suju on a date. But while both of them are eating, they meet Yan-chan, Yan Faju's brother. Yan-chan Yan Faju. He is surprised to see him, and after talking for a while, he asks, "Who is this boy?" Yan-chan leaves from there. Yan-chan had come there with a girl, and that girl Fing recognizes Suju and tells Yan-chan that he is a very rich man. Hearing this, Yan-chan, in his greed for money, started talking to his sister Yan Fuju very lovingly. He starts doing this and says, "Why don't you take some money and give it to me? Yan Fuju Yan." To avoid Chan, she interrupts him at that time, but later she is upset that how will she hide this from her parents? Because once Yan-chan finds out, she will definitely tell them. In the next scene, we see Yan Fuju, who is at her home with her mummy goes to meet Papa, but her mother keeps shouting at her and says that our family, I am having some financial problems, so you have to marry one of your father's friends in return. He will give us $100, will give it to us, and with the help of this, we can reset our business. Hearing this, Yan Fuju feels very bad and wonders how her parents could do this to her when Yan Faju talks about her mother. When she refuses to agree, her mother shouts at her and says, "Either you do this, leave the house and break all relations with us, or marry your father's friend. These are the only two options you have." Hearing this, Yan Fuju became even more sad. Yan Fuju's mother gives Yan Fuju a paper and says this is an agreement paper. And if you sign this, then you will no longer be a part of our family. And after this, there will be no relationship left between you and me. Now you decide whether you are signing this paper or marrying your father's friend. Yan Fuju was very upset after hearing all this. She becomes more sad, and while crying says that I don't want to have any relation with you from today onwards. I know you have been harassing me since childhood. You don't love me in all this because I am a girl. You always loved my brother and fed him good food. And you used to get me new clothes, but you never fed me good food, nor got me clothes and always made me work for you. Yan Faju used to get very sad by her mother's words and used to cry on those papers. Yan-chan repeatedly tries to stop his parents, but his mother shouts at him and tells him to shut up. When Yan Fu signs the agreement and leaves from there, her mother says that it is good that I was tired of this. After taking care of the girl for a while, Yan Faju returned to his mother with Fungus Ju. Fungus comes to Papa Shu, tells Yan Fuju's parents, "If you want to meet Yan Fuju, if you are breaking the relationship, then you should get a proper agreement made." After that, arguments like this keep going on for some time, and Yan Fuju's mother repeatedly yells at Yan Fuju, and Feng and Yan Chan tries to get her to leave. He tells his parents that there is benefit in talking nicely to Yan Fu, but he is unable to say anything. After a while, Feng Suju calls his assistant and asks him to get an official agreement paper prepared. Soon the assistant arrives with the papers and packs some money into a suitcase. While giving that paper to Faju's mother, he says that you sign this paper, after which your and Yan Fuju will have no relation, and keep this money too. From today onwards, you will get Yan. There is no need to come around Fuju, nor does Fuju's mother get so greedy. She goes there and says that she doesn't understand anything, and she takes the money and immediately signs the paper, after which she tells Suju Yan Fuju. After Fen Suju and Yan Fuju leave, Yan Chan takes Yan Chan with him to his mother. How the man who just came to our house is a very rich man, and this money does not matter to him. We could have charged him a lot more money, but you took the money in a hurry. This makes Yan Fuju's mother even more angry, and she says, "Yan Fuju, I have a daughter, so I will bring Yan Fuju back home, and if Feng Suzu wants that, if Yan Fuju stays with him, he will have to give me more money." In the next scene, we will see Feng Suju, and Yan sees Fazu as soon as he reaches his house, where Fink Suzu is already there. His mother, Madame Suju, is waiting for him. Funk Suju is very happy to see Madame Suju. He becomes more surprised and asks, "What are you doing here?" To which Madame Suju replies. She replies, "I have not met my son for so long. That is why I have come to meet you." Madame Suju looks at Yanfu. She says, "What a lovely girl Fen Suju is. Your choice is very good." On the other hand, Auntie Wen Fing tells Suzhou that I didn't tell Madame Suzhou anything. Hearing this, Madame Suju scolds Fing Suju. "Why do you trouble Auntie Wen? I came here on my own, and Auntie Wen didn't tell me anything. Is she a mother? I can't come to my son's house." Fing Suju says, "I know you very well, Mummy." But Madame Suju silences her son and lovingly gives Yan Fuju to her. She takes me near her and sits down and says, "Does Fing Suju bother you?" And she starts talking to Yan Fuju about Fing Suju again and again. Yan Fuju also likes Fing Suju. Suju feels very embarrassed in front of her mother. That's why Fing Suzuki's mother says to Yan Fuju's son, "You are pregnant, you should take good care of yourself." I am shocked to hear this. Suju and Aunt Wen are both shocked and don't understand what this could be. Aunt Wen runs up to Yan Fuju and says, "Are you really?" She is pregnant, to which Yan Fuju says yes, when Fin Suzu asks, "How do you know?" It turns out that Yan Fuju is pregnant, so her mother says that a friend of mine works in the same hospital where you go for a checkup. And she told me that you brought a girl who is pregnant. That's why I have come here to meet her. After a while, Suju's mom will be here. She gifts a wooden board to Fuju and says, "If Fuju ever sees you, if he troubles you, you can use this to kill him." Everyone laughs and jokes about this. They do this and they start to have a good bonding. Feng Suzu is very close to his mother. She warns me that I accidentally said this to your grandfather and I. It seems that your grandfather will come to meet you, so you should get ready to meet him. Hearing this, Feng Suju gets nervous. Then Feng Suju's mother asks Auntie Wen to cook for you today. There is no need. Today I will cook food for Yan Faju myself. She is pregnant and I want him to eat good food, and I want to cook the food with my own hands. Yanfu likes this, and he likes it. She thanks Suju's mother wholeheartedly, and they all cook food together and laugh and joke. This becomes a new and lovely moment for Yanfu and Fen Suju. In the next scene, we see Fing Suju taking Yanfu to introduce him to his family. Seeing Faju, all the family members of Fi Suju are very happy, and Fiju's grandfather loves them. Si welcomes Yan Fuju, while Fei Suju's aunt is surprised to see Yan Fuju. She senses something strange and tries to talk to Yan Fuju, but they do not get a chance. After some time, Fiju's mother, father, and his brother also come. Everyone is happy to meet Yan Fuju, and they feel glad that Feng Suju has grown a little bigger because of Yan Fuju. मैच्योर बर्ताव करने लगा है फन सूजू का भाई. Yan Fuju के पास जाकर दोस्ती करने की tries, but Fun Suju jokingly chases him away. In the next scene, we see them all together. We see them having a meal together where Feng Suju's grandfather welcomes Yan Fuju into the family and thanks him. They say, "From today, you are the daughter of our house. Everyone calls you Yan Faju as Feng Suju, advises to get married as soon as possible." In another scene, we see Feng Suju with the rest of the family, while Yan Fuju, who is resting in the room, Fu Suju tells his family that Yan is at Fuju's. His parents treated him very badly and made him do a lot of work, even to the extent of they were going to sell Fuju for money. Hearing all this, Feng Suju's family was very shocked. He gets angry and says to Fin Suju that you should tell Yan Fuju to break all relations with her family and to stop them. Hearing this, Feng Suju says, "I have already told you all this, Yan Fuju. She has already broken all relations with her family because she herself was disturbed by all these things. But I am afraid that if they find out my truth, Yan Fuju's family will definitely come to us for money." Hearing that they will come, both Feng Suju's mother and brother get angry and start shouting. They say, "Let those who want to come, come. From now on, Yan Faju is the daughter of our house, and we will take care of her. It is our job to keep them safe." The next day, When Yan Fuju wakes up, the rest of the family sits at the lunch table, but when they gather, one by one, Feng Suju's family members start giving her gifts. Gigi first gives Yan Fuzu the family heirloom, after which Fei Suzu's mother gives Yan Fuzu some gifts, and then Feng Suju's father and other people give something or the other to Yan Fuju one by one as a gift, and Yan Fuju is very happy about this. She gets emotional and thanks everyone in the next scene when Yan Fuju is alone. While she is sitting in the garden, Feng Suju's aunt comes there and starts talking to Yan Fu and asks weird questions like her age, where she lived, her mom, what does Papa do, etc. A little tension was visible on Suzuki Auntie's face. Then Feng Suju arrives there and takes Yan Fu with him in the next scene. We see Feng Suju's aunt talking to Li Yujing, where Feng Suju's auntie tells Liu Jung that Feng Suju just brought a girl home with him, who is his girlfriend, and that girl looks like Miss Shore. Maybe Liu Jung is shocked to hear that the girl is actually Miss Shore's daughter, and he does not understand anything. Then Auntie Feng Suzuki gives him some things in a packet and says, "Yes, this will solve your confusion. Don't worry." In the next scene, we will see you and sees Yan Fuju, where he goes to see the doctor, and the doctor tells him that, actually, Yan Fuju is pregnant with twins. Hearing this, Yan Fuju becomes very happy, and she starts shouting loudly that she will have 2 children. Feng Suju also heard this news. The doctor tells him that now he will have to take good rest and take care of himself. After that, they go home. In the next scene, we see Liu Zhang at Feng Suju's house. He goes to meet his grandfather, where they talk for a while about Feng Suju. Then they start talking about Yan Fuju again, as Feng Suju's grandfather tells Liu Zhang that Yan Fuju Liu Zhang gets very worried after hearing that she is pregnant. Li Yujing feels like this. Seeing him worried, Feng Suju's grandfather asks him, "Why are you worrying so much about Yan Fuju? Why do you keep telling me again and again that Yan Fuju is not yours? Why do you ask questions about Fuju?" To which he says there is nothing like that, and from there, seeing Liu Zhang behaving so strangely, Feng Suju's grandfather feels that Liu Zhang doesn't want Feng Suju to marry Yan Fuju, so Feng Suju's grandfather, he calls her and says that you should marry Yan Fuju quickly. I don't want you to marry anyone else. Because of that, you will not be able to marry Yan Fu. When Feng Suju asks, "Why are you saying this?" So his grandfather says that Liu Zhang just came to the house, and he was saying weird things. "I don't want anything to happen that could cause you and Yan Fu to get married." Hearing this, Feng Suju is shocked because he remembers that his assistant had also told him that a man was following them, and the man who stalked them was actually Liu Junyi in the next scene. We see Yun Fuju sleeping on the couch as Fu Suju returns home from work. Tired, Yan Fuju gets a little happy after seeing Feng Suju and flirts with him. She starts doing this and says that you are always around beautiful girls. "I am afraid that you will leave me, and if that happens, then what will happen to me and my baby?" Feng Suju says while consoling him. "Nothing like this will happen. Don't worry." But Yan Fu is very sad about this. This happens, and Feng Suju starts to convince her, and they both talk and laugh. They joke, and in this way the closeness between them increases a lot. Next, the scene is of Li Yujing, where he is at his home and looking at Miss Shore's photo. In that photo, Miss Shore is smiling, but the name of Yan Fuju keeps coming to her mind again and again. Comes to mind, Liu Zheng's face shows trouble and confusion in the next scene. We see Maya telling her assistant to call me Yan Fujo at any cost. "I need her blood sample so that I can get her DNA test done and find out if she is a member of the Life family. Then we can go to Physios." And Yan looks at Fuju, who carefully checks a room and says that there is no danger in this room. After this, Yan Fuju sits there for a while. Madame Suju also arrives there. Feng Suju sees Madame Suju and says, "Hello, Mom," and she sits on a chair, but when she sits on the chair, a person looks at her. When he sees this, he realizes that it was someone's trick to hurt Yan Fu and kill him. After this, Madame Suju leaves from there so that she can take the blood sample. In the next scene, Suju and Yan see Fuju, where Yan Fuju is upset, and Fei asks Suju, "Is someone trying to hurt me?" Fiju says, "What are you thinking? It is not true," but Yan Fuju does not believe him. Then Suju throws him away, tells him that Liu Jung suspects that you are not the daughter of the Yan family, and so he wants to take your blood sample so that he can test whether you are really the daughter of Gang family or not. Hearing this, Yan Fuju is surprised. In the next scene, we see Maya, who takes Nashi Yuan with her to the stage and tells everyone that she has just taken Nashi Yuan's blood. "I had the test done, and I came to know that Nashi is the daughter of Anli family." Hearing this, everyone, they are shocked and start talking about Chan Xian. The next day, Fing Suju and see Yan Fuju, where Fing Suju takes Yan Fuju to the hospital, and he lovingly cares for her. As Yan Fuju lies in the hospital bed, she feels something in her stomach and tells Fing Suju that the baby kicked. Hearing this, Fing Suju becomes very happy and touches Yan Fu's stomach again and again. He says, "Baby, I am your father." After this, he throws Suju also into Yan Fuju's stomach. He feels the kick, which makes him very happy. In the next scene, we see a girl in the hospital. We see her insulting Yan Fuju and saying, "Yan Fuju, your baby is pregnant with someone else, not with Fing Suju." She shouted loudly again and again. She tries to provoke Feng Suju by shouting, but Yan Fuju hears her voice. And when she comes out of the hospital room, she asks the girl, "What proof do you have for this?" The girl shows Yan Fuju a video which makes Yan Fuju very sad. Because in that video she goes into a room in a drunken state and then comes out from there. Yan Fuju starts doubting herself, and she thinks, "Did I do something wrong while I was drunk?" But still she doesn't admit it. She gets worried about it, but Fiju explains her that we should not worry about these things. "I don't need to. I trust you, and I know you didn't do anything next." In the scene, we see Yan Fuju walking with Auntie Wan when Yan Chan sees Yan Fuju sees this and runs to her. Yan Chan says to Yan Fuju, "Are you trapped?" Suju. Yan Fuju responds by teasing Yan Chan that she is getting married, and then asks for money citing family issues. So Yan Chan lovingly says, "I am your brother. You cannot get angry at me like this." Yan Chan repeatedly tells Yan Fuju. He talks nicely, and then Yan Fuju says, "Now I have found you here. So I am thinking, why don't we get a DNA test done?" Yan Chan was shocked to hear this, goes and doesn't understand why Yan Fuju is saying that. When Yan Chan is talking to Yan Fuju, when he asks more questions about this, Yan Fuju does not answer him and walks away. Yan Chen also runs after Yan Fuju, and both of them go for a DNA test. After a while, when the DNA test result comes, Yan Fuju shows the result to Yan Chan and says, "Look in this we are not brother and sister, and neither are we family, so you have no right to ask me for money." Seeing all this, Yan Chan, he is very shocked and does not understand how this can happen. He feels that the report is false. Yan Fuju tells him that it is the truth, and in a little while there, Feng Suju also comes. Feng Suju looks at Yan Fuju and says, "Yan Chan, Yan Fuju is not a part of your family, and so you should stop bothering Yan Fuju again and again and go away from here." Suju Yan Chan frightens him and then takes Yan Fuju with him. The next day is very sad for Feng Fuju. It was special, and his excitement was very high, as he had planned to propose to his beloved Yan Fuju tonight. His mother, who was a little too excited, said, "Son, you are going to propose to Yan Fuju tonight. You are here, I am very happy for you." Feng Suju asks her mother to keep quiet for a while, but the excitement does not stop. She says smilingly, "Are you ready? I can help you in any way." Ju replied with a small smile, "I am ready, mother. I am ready for this opportunity." When the time came near, Feng Suju's heart was beating fast. Her plan was it was simple. He wanted to ask Yan Fu to marry him lovingly. He tells his mother to just bring him to the park and do that much work, on which Madame Suju. She says, "Okay, I will quickly bring Yan Fuju to the park." In the next scene, we will see Madame Sajur. Yan sees Fuju in a park where the two are taking a walk. "Madam, After a while, Feiju comes with a very beautiful bouquet and Yan Fuju. He starts expressing his love for Yan Fuju. He sits on his knees and proposes Yan Fuju for marriage. Yan Fuju, seeing all this, she gets very emotional and says yes to Feng Suju for marriage. Later, both of them hug each other and then go home. In the next scene, we see Feng Suju and Yan Fuju are seen having dinner with the whole family. Grandpa meets Yan Fuju. They say that soon it is time for babies to come, so take good care of yourself. Feng Suju's parents are also Yan Fuju. He asks everyone to take care and says, now only 1 month is left. You should eat well and take rest. Everyone is having a great time and becomes happy. In the next scene, Liu Jung comes to Feng Suju's house to meet her grandfather and father. Liu Jung. He tells them that Yan Fuju is my daughter and I am her father. Grandpa is shocked to hear this. Liu Jung asks them, what date are you guys fixing for the wedding? Yes, grandfather tells us that Feng Suju and Yan Fuju's wedding is on the 23rd of this month. Liu Jung says to grandfather, I don't understand what Feng Suju has done. Why didn't you tell me? Grandfather replies, there is nothing like that. Feng Suju or Fuju saying that he wants to protect, and so he is keeping everything in the family. Grandpa praises Yan Fuju and says she is a very lovely daughter. Then Liu Jung talks to his grandfather for a while and says, how can I believe that you are considering Fuju as your own? Can you give 1,500 shares of the company in the name of Yan Fuju? Maybe before Grandpa could answer, Feng Suju would come and say yes on this condition. Feng Suju tells Liu Jung about Yan Fuju's likes and dislikes one by one and says, you don't even know all these things that I know. When Liu Jung says, do you listen to me? If you can get it done by Fuju, then Feng Suju says, I will make a video call to Yan Fuju. You can see Yun Fuju in it. Liu Jung is very happy to see Yun Fuju on video call. He gets emotional and starts crying. In the next scene, we see Yan Fuju. The one who goes to meet her father is talking to her father when Yan Fuju, we see Paju, who slowly regains consciousness, and when he regains consciousness, he is on his. She tells the kidnapper that I am a member of Suju's family. I am his future wife. If you do anything to me, Feng Suju will destroy you, but those kidnappers will have to listen to Yan Fuju's words. It is hard to believe that a kidnapper forces Yan Fuju when Karju is at her home, and she wakes up in her sleep and starts getting worried, because of which Feng Suju tries to calm her down. Tries to do it, and then talks to his family, Auntie Wen Feng Suju. And she tells her family that Yan Fuju had received a letter, after which she left from there. Yan Fuju says that she had left, and it was written in that letter that my father has cancer, and that is why I went to meet him. But I don't understand how I was kidnapped after meeting him. Then Feng Suju's mummy says that this must be the work of the Yan family. Yan Fuju arrives there in a little while. Feng Suju tells Yan Fuju that actually your real father is Li Jung. Hearing this, Yan Fuju is shocked. Feng Suju explains that Maya had changed the DNA report. Because of this, he told Liu Jung that Chen Shuyuan was his daughter, when in reality, Yan Fuju is very shocked and emotional when she hears that you are Liu Jung's real daughter. In the next scene, Liu Jung comes to Feng Suju's house to meet Yan Fuju. Seeing Liu Jung becomes very emotional after seeing Yan Fuju for a while. Later, Maya and Chen Shuyuan also arrive, and both of them shout at Yan Fuju, and Liu Jung fights that Liu Jung doesn't accept Yan Fuju as his daughter. Na Shiyuan shouts loudly that Yan Fuju is wrong. He starts saying that you want to take away my father from me as well. Na Shiyuan creates a big scene there after seeing Liu Jung. Liu Jun gets angry and orders his assistant to tell Na Shiyuan to leave. When Na Shiyuan says to Maya, when she asks for help, Maya doesn't listen to her and looks angrily at Liu Jung, and then shouts. In the next scene, Yan sees Fuju and Fei Suju together at a memorial where he leaves to lay flowers. While they were together, Yan Fuju says to Fu Suju, I am thinking of getting married now. Let's take it because we have been postponing our marriage for a long time. Fei Suju also agrees to this. In the next scene, Yan Fuju is very upset at home and is seeing strange things. He keeps having dreams which makes him worry a lot about Feng Suju that night. Yanfuju has a tough time as she experiences severe stomach pains and even feels like she's in labor. After a while, Auntie Wan and Feng Suju's mother arrive after hearing Yanfu's voice, and she tries to console her. Yanfuju cries loudly and says, "Fi Suju when?" Feng Suju's mother says, "Don't lose courage. Fing will be here soon." A little later, he finds out that Fi Fiju has had a terrible car accident. Hearing this, Feng Suju's mother gets very worried, but she is hesitant to tell this to Yanfu. She lies to Yanfuju and says that Feng Suju will arrive in 2 days because his flight is delayed. At first, Yanfuju doesn't understand, and she starts screaming loudly and crying, but Feng Suju's mother tries to console her and calls the doctor to come there. In the next scene, we see again Suzuki looks at his mother who is crying and tells Feng Suzu's father and grandfather that Feng Suzu has just had an accident and his condition is very bad. Hearing this, both his grandfather and father become very worried. Meanwhile, we also see Suju, who is admitted to another hospital. Fei Suju receives a call from Aunt Wen on her phone, and Aunt Wen tells her that Fei Suju has to go to labor. The pain has started, and she can have a baby any time. And she also tells that right now, Madame Suju is also with Yan Fuju, but Yan Fuju is crying loudly, and Fei Suju. Hearing this, Fei Suju becomes very sad and goes to Yan Feiju's. He tries to go closer, but his health is very bad, due to which he is unable to get up, We look back at Yan Fuge, where Yan Fuge is trying to give birth to a baby. She tries, but she is in a lot of pain, and her condition also gets worse. Then Yan Fuzu receives a call from Fei Suzu on his phone, and Fei Suzu tells him, "I am sorry. I am not with you. You have to have courage. Try to talk to Fin's Uju Yan Fuju to forget her pain." He does that and says, "I have even thought of the names of the kids. You don't have the guts to do that." While talking to Feng Suzhou, Yan Fuju gains courage and pushes through, due to which she gives birth to the baby after a lot of difficulties. In the next scene, we see Suju, who is in a wheelchair, and sitting next to Reina, holding his baby in his arms. He says to me, "Sorry, Yan Fuju. I came to lie down to you." He apologizes to Yan Fuju, and he talks about love. The story now moves forward a few days, and the story ends here. Starts happening where we see Fen Suju and Yan Fuju getting married to each other. Both of them look very beautiful and kiss each other, then get a family photo taken, and with this drama it ends here. And if you are watching till here, like the video and show some love.